recording this at 5:55. What's up? Do you guys remember that? Do you remember what's up? I hate that. Stupid. No, we gotta hurry this up. I've got a burrito to eat. Sit tight. Great, yeah, no, right in front of your viewers. Real classy. And they're all sexy, by the way. Oh, I keep not like connecting my microphone. I don't want to. It's like so much work. I don't want to do that. How's my hair? Cool. Hi. I really wanted to post another video before I head on my merry way to out of town. I'm going out of town with some friends. I'm super excited. And I really do want to make this brief, but I was just driving in the car and I was like, I haven't talked about my grief in a while, and so that is what I'm doing. And, quick little update, or for those that don't know, which I'm sure, I don't know who does and who doesn't, but last year I went through a grief that literally almost killed me. It was really bad. It was really awful. And if anyone who has been through a deep grief themselves, they know that it's pretty impossible to explain. You kind of just have to experience it for yourself, and even then, everyone's grief is so different and so nuanced that you can't even really properly describe it. I mean, we can all share similar symptoms and pain, but it's very different. And when people also talk about grief, they like to talk about the 5 stages, which I think is a load of horse shit, because the 5 stages of grief, as neat and tidy and wonderful as that would be, it's just not the case. This is like what grief feels like. It's all over the fucking map, and it's an endless cycle of bullshit. And I know saying this is probably really sad sounding, especially if you're in the middle of grief, because you want any relief, you want it to fucking end. And this is a really hard thing to swallow. It doesn't. You just get better at dealing with it. And you just get better at feeling it and sitting with it and not hating it so much for existing. And hating it so much for existing meaning the feelings that it brings up. I know everyone's probably heard the cliche, oh, fuck. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna finish this, don't worry. What I was gonna say was that grief is just the cliche that grief is just love with nowhere to go. But Charlie had to interrupt. Thanks, Charlie. Just kidding. Love you. I don't know if she's ever going to watch these. I'm kind of scared if she does, actually. Okay, I'm so sorry. My friend called me, and so much is going on at the moment. So I'm going to finish this video, though. But I don't even remember what I was getting at. I'm so hungry. I need to go eat my burrito. What was I talking about? Grief. Yeah, it's so hard to sit in it. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I'll have to continue this when I edit it back, but it's so hard to sit in it when you're in it because you're just so uncomfortable you want to crawl out of your own skin. It's a pain. It's like I said, you cannot possibly explain it to another unless you have felt it before. And so, good night about you. Oh my god, I'm getting drunk texts. I can't. Not drunk texts. Anyways, and I think the only way through grief is through it. And that's a really hard thing to think about as well, because when people are actively hurting or grieving, they look for any way to numb it. And again, I'm not saying I'm not some messiah at this. I do the same thing. I seek out dopamine and stuff, anything to not sit in the pain and the feelings that come with being a human being. The feelings that, by the way, no one gets out of. I actually think that that's a really beautiful way of looking at it, that I'm like, wow, truly, that we all experience the vast different broad of emotions at some point. It's like almost such like a shared, the human experience is so vastly different, but it's so shared in so many ways too, and I think we forget about that a lot. We only focus on the differences when in reality there's a lot more that's shared, and like a lot of it is pain. And it's like, that's why we need each other, is to get through the pain. Like, I truly couldn't have gotten through the pain without my community. But anyway, I wanted to say this is all I truly. I'm not gonna fucking bullshit and like be some long-winded crazy fucking answer for you right now. The main thing that I was gonna say is that I am who I am now because of the grief. So cliche, not at all a new original thought, but it reigns so true that you are here to be whole. Whatever that looks like for you might be different, but I will say part of being whole is grief and pain and loss and sorrow. Because you're a whole person. You're so nuanced and you're so wonderful and you're so unique, and all of that comes with so much beauty, but also it comes with pain. The pain and the grief is what makes us whole. And you're never going to be able to live half a life, or I guess a full life, without pain and grief, you know? And it's so interesting, like the way that it works and it's set up, that it's like you cannot have one without the other. But truly, I think that there's a little bit of beauty to that. And again, it's really easy for me to say right now because I'm not in the depths of my grief. I would have, if someone would have told me this while I was in it, I would have curb stomped them. But I just want you to know and remember that the reason you're feeling this pain originally became this grief and this sadness and sorrow because of love. That's why you're feeling this way. And it sucks, but that does not mean that you're always going to feel this way, at least not without a little bit of love again. You know, they coexist. It's not just one or the other. And because you're grieving so hard, that means you have the capability to love at such a deep level, and that scares the shit out of a lot of people. Because it's really scary to have these big fucking feelings that we have no control over. It's really fucking scary to be a human. But, like, truly, if you're capable of this grief, you're capable of feeling that amount of love again one day, even if it feels like you never will. And I think there's truly nothing more beautiful and messy than the human experience, but also, wow, how fucking fantastic. How fucking fantastic it is to feel. Once again, I'm sure I'll be singing a different tune sometime soon here, you know, the other shoe drops, but that's okay. I think the older I get and the more I come into myself and the more experience I have with life, it gets easier to deal with all of these things. And I think that I've built so much trust up in myself as a person that I can get through such hardship and hurt and pain that I'm like, I'm going to be fine. You know? I don't know. Maybe I'll spiral out of control tomorrow. Who knows? That's what I want to pop in here. I'm sure she's going to have more thoughts for you. She's the other version of me editing, but I'm so hungry and brain dead. I need to go. But I love you. Okay, bye. Honestly, I don't actually think I have any more thoughts. I kind of wanted this to just be like a simple video, a short one. Maybe I'll make a part 2 when I'm back, but I'm really emotional and on my period right now. So if I talk about grief too much, I'm going to start crying. So I'm not going to do that. But I guess I just want everyone to know, I guess this is just a message I needed to hear when I was really in the thick of it, is like, it does get better. It never goes away, but it does get better. And I think that that's really important to know. And you're not stuck like this for the rest of your life. You're stuck with the love and the yearning and the missing forever, but that is just love displaying itself in a different way and in a more painful, sorrowful way. But there is still so much beauty to be experienced, and I know it doesn't feel like that right now because this world's a fucking shit show, but there's still so much beauty in it that exists, and I think it's important to recognize that too. The good and the bad, the yin and the yang, the fucking stupid little dance they do, so slutty. Ugh, they love fucking each other. I'm disgusting, I'm sorry, but I have to look at it that way, for real. Otherwise I'll crash out and die. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that also another positive part of grief is that I have never felt closer to humanity or the people in my life more because of grief. I feel like I am able to connect with people on so much more of a different level because it helped open my eyes to how precious and temporary things are. And I think that that's really a beautiful gift, a painful one, but a beautiful one. And I also, like, I had this friend who experienced a really traumatic grief when she was 9, and she's a long distance friend, which is immediately a heartbreak in of itself. Most of my friendships are long distance, and like, it's a beautiful problem to have, but it really fucking hurts. But yeah, I saw her for the first time like a few months ago in January after I experienced this grief, and for some reason we were just able to connect on such a profound level that we hadn't been able to before, and it's because we both have felt similar things, and like it truly does bring a bond that's so close with people that have also gone through grief. And I don't know a single person that hasn't or won't at some point, you know. Grief is what bonds us a lot of the time, and I think that that's kind of poetic. Shitty, but poetic. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's my last 2 cents that I wanted to add. Thank you for watching. If you are in the thick of it right now, mama, it's going to get better. And I know it's a cliche and it's hard to think about that right now, but I urge you to try to find the small, good moments. And I hope that you are able to find peace in the most gentle, soft way that you possibly can every single day with it. And yeah, with that being said, you stupid sleazeballs, goodbye. I love you. You're doing great, or whatever. Eh. I don't know. Okay. Bye. So the thought that I was meaning to finish is wait. Fuck. What was it? Oh.